In the heyday of Big George Foreman, before marketing panini presses that promised fat reduction, he was a feared contender in the squared circle, known for his devastating power. Now he's a successful businessman and an ordained Baptist minister, and has definitely made a better name for himself than many retired boxers of his caliber. Although his boxing greatness has reached epic levels, many do not know about Foreman For Real. No, I'm not talking about a deep understanding of the guy. I'm talking about his punch-out-like title for the Sega Genesis from Software Creations Limited and Acclaim Entertainment. I'll admit, when this game caught my eye in the Sega crate at my local game store, I didn't expect much of a visual experience, maybe the same style as Evander Holyfield's Real Deal Boxing. Instead, you're thrown into the world of pre-rendered motion graphics, and if this description doesn't ring a bell, think Donkey Kong Country graphics adapted for Sega Genesis boxing game. A visual experience with considerable amount of polish. It's great to look at, and it's a shining example of the highest quality of game graphics in 1995. Foreman For Real allows you to choose not only the big man, but a plenitude of fictional boxers, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, not to mention a backstory that you can read at the character select screen. It's a real nice touch and adds to the personality of each boxer. Once you've selected your fighter and an opponent, it's time to square off. As with any boxing game worth its salt, you'll be able to punch in many different directions, from an uppercut catching your opponent's chin to powerful haymakers. One thing's for sure, however, it's not very realistic, since putting together combinations is left out, in favor of simply whacking away at your opponent with punches that are not necessarily strung together. It still took me some time to realize this, since I was too busy paying attention to the smoothness of the fight, due to the excellent graphics. You don't just punch your opponent, you follow through, and once you connect, you'll almost feel the whiplash when your opponent's head flies back. Swinging away too often, however, will tire your boxer out, so be sure not only to put together a good punching strategy, but remember to mix it up by dodging and guarding with the B button. Make your opponent sit down 4 times and it counts as a TKO. As well as the exhibition mode, you can choose any boxer in the game and progress through his career, from start to finish. Although the career mode may not be as training intensive as Real Deal Boxing, you'll still be able to choose the boxer you think you can win against, and when you get a winning result, your boxer will become stronger and richer. Foreman For Real is impressive to look at and a lot of fun to play. The only complaint I really have with it is the lack of sound effects during a fight. The roar of the crowd and the sound of fist on face is totally absent in favor of music. But I'd prefer the former, since nothing would accompany a game of such excellent visual production value better.